This is the Horror Movie Show on HMPod.com, hosted by Jerry and Mark, your one-stop shop for all horrible movie reviews. From the latest blockbusters and independent films to classics, let Mark and Jerry convince you the world is a dangerous place, though often good for a laugh. Now come and listen to the Horror Movie Show, if you dare.
Hey ho the diddly-o, folks. Jerry here.
And Mark.
Bringing you another episode of the Horror Movie Show on HMPod.com and also the wonderful Crypt, Eli Roth's mobile app for Apple devices. And
iTunes.
iTunes. Oh, yeah. iTunes.
There you
Podburner, all kinds of places. Yeah.
Our HMPod.com.
Yes, on HMPod.com, our home base.
Please visit.
Yes, please visit. Please visit. So, we've got a bunch of movies to talk about today. What else is new?
I was going to talk about the swimming pool in the Split building.
Oh, dear. Is that oh, God.
But it's not really a swimming pool. It's just the basement flooded.
Yeah. Have they been fishing more bodies?
I hear there are sharks down there.
Oh, God. Oh, well, that ties in with one of the movies we'll be talking about today.
Yeah. And I can sympathize with that.
Right. Well, we can put the shark fin soup back on the menu.
We keep throwing people. We keep not throwing them, but we trick people into going down there that we don't like.
Yeah.
And say,
we're running out of plumbers.
Yeah, we're running out of toner for the copying machine. Could you just go down there and wade through there?
Yeah. Take these
They never
boots.
come back.
No.
We've been very successful.
And the sharks are getting bigger.
Fatter, anyway.
Fatter, yes. Well, let's leave the sharks for one movie and talk about something completely different. This is a movie that came out last year, 2013, titled A Single Shot. Directed by David M. Rosenthal, written by Matthew F. Jones, I believe based on his novel. Stars the usually terrific Sam Rockwell as John Moon. An old buddy of his, Simon, played by Jeffrey Wright, who's also a terrific actor. William H. Macy as the lawyer of the little town where John Moon lives. And he's got the wonderful character's name of Daggered Pit. You do not want to fall into a daggered pit.
Is that an anagram or something?
No, but
it sounds like an anagram.
A pit with like spikes sticking up. You could call that a daggered pit.
Yes, you could.
And guess who falls into it? Poor John Moon.
Ah, poor John.
Into the clutches of the lawyer, among others. Joe Anderson plays a real scuzzy little skinny wretch of a prison scum murderer, Obadiah.
Mm.
And Jason Isaacs plays an even bigger jailhouse scum named Waylon. And Ophelia Lovibond, that's a wonderful name, English actress. She plays Abby, who's the daughter of the...
Abby Normal?
Yeah, no. Now, I wouldn't say there's a lot of humor in this movie, but, oh my goodness, it's an intense ride, isn't it?
Yeah, it starts off very low-key, and then this guy just gets deeper and deeper into it.
Mm-hmm.
And you find out there's this whole big thing happening.
Huge, yeah.
And you didn't, you figured it was very simple.
Mm-hmm.
It was a simple...
So the story begins with John Moon, the Sam Rockwell character, and he's out hunting. He's got his big, powerful deer rifle. And,
poaching is the word.
Well, I was going to get to that, Mark. We don't know he's poaching at the beginning. Anyway, so he's out hunting. He's been tracking a deer. We get the idea for some hours. He's deep into the woods, and he thinks he hears it, and he fires off a shot, and then he fires off another shot, and whoops, he's shot a young woman through the chest, and he cradles her head for a moment or two until she finishes dying.
At least he did that.
Then we don't know why he is so reluctant to not go to the authorities. He just hides her body in like an old dumpster and some construction trash left over, an old abandoned tractor trailer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He hides her body in this trash and walks away, and then later on we find out that he's been in trouble with the law several times for poaching.
Yes, and this would be like his third strike.
He'd be in big, big trouble.
Yeah.
And he's kind of a waster anyway. His wife
he's just
has left him.
And he's kind of like a downtrodden individual. He's lost his farm. He's lost his...
his dad lost the farm, but that was John Moon's inheritance. And it was the only thing he knew how to do was farm. So he's been barely existing with crappy jobs
and
that he can't even hold.
He's lost his wife, and he wants her back desperately.
Yeah.
He
they have a kid, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
that's right. Yes.
That's his main concern, is that he can't go to prison because he wants to be there for his kid.
Yeah, he's a little delusional that way because although his wife doesn't dislike him, she's just sick of the hand-to-mouth attitude that he's got.
Yeah, she wants better in life, and that's what he states.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, she wants more.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
More than I can provide.
Because they got a kid. And, and the kid needs food and clothes and stuff.
Yeah, imagine that.
Yeah. So anyway, he's examining the young woman he shot. He finds her little tent, her little camp, and there's a big box of money. Cash money. I think it's $500,000.
Well, I don't think they ever say how much there's in there.
I do believe it's $500,000 because I started to figure he gives his wife several $1,000s in a lump at one point.
Yeah, a couple bundles. It was like $4,000.
And I started to wonder, okay, if he's got to pay that back, how much has he just shot himself in the foot for? Anyway, we really don't want to give this away because it's a new movie, but oh, my goodness, that's Sam Rockwell. There's just something about him. He's one of those actors that I can watch no matter what he's in.
Really?
He's just to me, he's fascinating. He can play comedy so well.
What's he been in?
What's the Star Trek parody? Galaxy Quest?
Well, that was his
guy.
Fun. Yeah, he's the funniest guy in that.
Yeah. He also is comic relief in The Green Mile. He's the horrible little villain who's on death row along with the other inmates. And it's just his mission to make the guard's life as unpleasant as possible. He buys for a nickel, he buys somebody's moon pie, which is a chocolate cookie thing, and he chews it up and keeps it in his mouth until one of the guards comes over, and then he spews it all over the guard like this foul saliva and chocolate mess all over the guard. Oh, it's just disgusting.
So this we'll leave you at that.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
This movie is about him trying to keep the money, get his wife back and child.
Yeah, of course.
And handle these people that have come to his town that are looking for the money.
Come out of the woodwork, and they seem to know everybody that he knows. And of course, he's not that smart a guy. I mean, he has his own version of integrity.
Right.
And his own half-baked plan. But he's really not that smart, and he's up against a criminal organization that obviously is light years ahead of him.
Yeah.
And they've managed to get one of his oldest friends on their side. So it's really, really horrific what happens to this guy. I know this isn't a horror movie, folks, but it's
a lot of killing.
Terrific suspense movie, which we're going to call horror.
Yeah, sure. We'll call it that.
Yeah. Oh, I thought this was one of the most entertaining suspense movies I've seen in a long time. The villains are so villainous. And Sam Rockwell, he's the center of every scene.
This is one of those movies that is very understated.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
It's not an adventure movie. It's not an action movie. Yeah, I wouldn't even call it an action movie.
There's some hunting scenes.
Yeah, but it's not really, Rambo kind of thing happening here. It's like everyday people doing terrible things.
Yeah. I just rewatched the Coen Brothers movie No Country for Old Men, and this reminded me a little bit of that.
Yeah.
A regular guy, I think he's out hunting, and he comes across the carnage left over when two sides in a big cocaine deal went south, and there's the cocaine piled up in the back of a pickup truck, and there's a box with millions of dollars in it. And
what are you going to do?
And he's on the run, and it's very, very much the same, except Sam Rockwell's character is home, so he's not running.
No.
Everybody's coming to him. Whereas
and the thing is, they don't even know for certain that he has the money. They just suspect that he would be the most likely person.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but because
and he also
right.
he also did he was circulating a few of the $100 bills.
He's so dumb. He's so dumb.
Suddenly he's got money.
Yeah.
And everyone knows he doesn't have any.
And $100 bills yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
So kind of suspicious.
So and William H. Macy, there's another actor.
Oh yeah,
so funny.
He can play all sorts of characters.
He's probably the funniest thing in this movie because you never ever really nail him down. Is he one of the bad guys, or is he an innocent? And it's just the way that he says things and the paranoia that Sam Rockwell's character is feeling. You don't know. And to the end of the movie, you don't know whether Daggard Pitt is an evil person or
just somebody that happens to be in the wrong place.
Yeah. Really well done. What a great cast.
Because he's playing the lawyer that Rockwell's gone to handle his wife's legal things.
He doesn't want the divorce to go through. So he's finally, on the advice of a friend, gone to the lawyer. And, but now I think back on it, the person who pushed him toward the lawyer, of course, knew what he was doing. So, poor John Moon just didn't stand a chance. And it's a lovely twist ending, a very downbeat ending. But
the whole thing is downbeat.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
It's like
super downbeat ending. Double downbeat, yeah. Well, we're seeing a single shot. So, speaking of sharks in your basement, the next movie we've got...
Our basement.
Yes, right downstairs now. That's why the building has been tipping a little bit. I think the foundations are getting
sloshing.
Yeah. Our next movie, Bait, from 2012, an Australian-made movie, Australian-Asian movie, directed by Kimball Rendell, written by John Kim and Russell Mulcahy. That was the priest on MASH, wasn't it? Father Mulcahy.
That's right.
Now, it stars one of our favorites here at the Horror Movie Show, Sharni Vinson.
Yes, you plan on marrying her, I hear.
She's going to be my second or third wife.
Yes.
It's amazing Trixie doesn't know this yet, so don't tell her.
And I'm sure if she did, you wouldn't be having any more wives.
Yeah. Also in the movie, so Sharni plays Tina, Richard Brancatisano plays Rory, Xavier Samuel plays Josh, Chris Betts plays Lockie. Now, there isn't a name actor, certainly not known in North America, in the movie other than Sharni Vinson. Everybody else is an Australian or I think maybe Chinese or Singaporean. The Asian money that went in, when I interviewed Sharni a few weeks ago, she told me that after she had made this movie, in the movie, the version that Mark and I have watched, that is the English language version of the movie, she has an Asian boyfriend. And part of the conflict, part of what the character thing is that she had a boyfriend back home in Australia. He was a lifeguard. She was down at the beach. Her brother, who was out surfing, gets eaten by a shark. The boyfriend, the lifeguard, was unable to save him. That broke them up.
Yes.
So she went off to Asia, went up north, whatever, got a boyfriend, brought him back to Australia, and now all this is going on. So what happens is her and her new boyfriend are in the store where the old boyfriend works, and
a grocery store.
Yeah, it's a big supermarket right on the beach, and a random tidal wave just hits them, just washes.
Before that, they are in the midst of being robbed.
Oh,
the grocery store is in the midst of being robbed. Right in the middle of a robbery, this tsunami hit.
That's right. Yeah. Maybe the police sent it.
Yeah. So there is a store security guy in the store.
Right.
Two robbers.
Right.
And we're not sure.
Well, there's a cop.
The cop was there.
Right.
Yeah. He just happened to be in the store.
And he was in the process of arresting the less dangerous.
Well, there was a standoff happening.
Yeah. He was in the process of arresting the less dangerous robber, but the other robber, who's a total maniac,
and also wearing a mask.
Hostages. Yeah.
He's wearing a mask, so we don't know who he is.
Yeah, that's right.
And then the water comes.
The tidal wave hits, and it's not a huge tidal wave, but it's big enough to flood the store and kill most of the people in it.
And the parkade.
And wash sharks into the building.
Two of them. One in the main grocery store and one in the parkade.
One on the main floor and one in the underground parkade.
Yeah, and there happens to be I guess a bubble of air in the parkade so that it's not completely flooded.
Yeah. We have parallel dramas going on for the first half of the movie.
Yeah. So, what did you think of it?
I enjoyed it.
It's one of these movies where they
Jaws-like.
They completely throw out any realistic thing about sharks.
Oh yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. Or a flood in a store or anything.
To start off with, dozens and dozens of people were killed by the tsunami in the store. So they're floating around. And this shark just happens to not want to eat these bodies.
Well, it's eating some of them, but it's not getting full, it likes live food.
Yeah, it wants the live food.
and it's waiting for them to jump down from because there's constant dangers piling up. For example, the electrical system has to be shut down because as soon as the live wires hit that seawater, everybody's going to be electrocuted. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. And to top it off, the breakers are underwater.
Underwater. Yeah.
Which is really stupid.
Yeah, but it's a good way to get rid of the Asian boyfriend. So I was good. I started to say earlier when I was talking with Sharni Vinson, she told me that 6 or 8 weeks after the shooting of the movie in Australia, she was called to go to China, where she did another few weeks of shooting, and an entirely different storyline that just involved her and the Asian boyfriend.
Does he still get killed?
Yeah, you got me. I don't know. Well, yeah, because they didn't use any of the other actors from the movie, just her and the Asian guy. So this movie was then recut and marketed in China.
Okay.
And it became the most successful movie that Sharni Vinson has yet made.
Oh, really?
In China, yeah. She's a big star in China, which is really funny. She said that, it's like...
Did she have to speak Chinese?
No, I imagine it would be dubbed. An actress would have dubbed her speech.
Lines.
But they would have dubbed all the actors' lines.
Right.
So the majority of the movie was the same in China as it is here.
Oh, so it's still set in Australia.
But they filled out the storyline to give an Asian character a good
bigger
run
part.
through the movie. And of course, as we know, he dies a heroic death. So they didn't have to change that.
Even though it was really stupid.
Yeah, it was pretty... Well, the whole movie's pointless.
I mean, it's like these sharks are just endlessly hungry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like they just never are satiated. Yeah. They can eat 5 people and still, okay, there's one moving over there, I'm eating it.
Yeah, I'm not full yet. Hang on, I'll make some room. I don't know. The shark vomitorium. It's pretty.
And it all takes place in the grocery store or in the parkade, and there's 2 sets of people that do finally meet up, and then we find out, there's a couple twists in there as well. Yeah. So,
what do you think of that blonde American girl who was stuck in the parkade? What a honey! Hey?
The 2 in the car.
They're so good looking, the cast.
The boyfriend and the girlfriend in the car were hilarious because they were just bickering back and forth at each other constantly, even though their lives are in danger. There was this banter going on that was quite funny.
They're sitting chest deep in water in their car and waiting, there's nothing they can do until like a bag boy comes down. He's got a crush on the blonde and tries to save them. It's funny, and I would say the majority of people who die are people you expect to die.
Well, it's one of those movies where there's a long list of cast members that are just waiting to be picked off one at a time in odd ways. Yeah. One guy's trying to get out of the ceiling and he doesn't make it, but it's a nice scene.
Yeah.
It's like there's unexpected ways of dying in this movie.
Yeah. Okay, let's get on to the next movie, which is from 2013, another new movie, written and directed by Paul Ho. The Human Race, it's called. It stars Eddie McGee as Eddie, Paul McCarthy Boyington as Justin, Trista Robinson as the deaf female, and fairly large cast of people I've never heard of before, so I won't list any more names.
Very strange movie.
A peculiar little movie, The Human Race. It has to do with an actual foot race. People are just sort of plucked out of their lives and dropped into this
arena.
Yeah,
it's not really an arena. It's more of an obstacle course.
It's like an old industrial area.
They're running through a prison. They're running through a school, and they're running through
houses.
Yeah, one
houses,
house, and
like a factory or something,
and through some courtyards.
Yeah.
And there are rules.
Don't step off the path.
These people are plucked a lot of them are from the same vicinity because you see them before they're plucked away, and all of a sudden there's this light, and bang, they're in this courtyard.
They're suddenly in this competition.
And there's this voice over the intercom saying, you have to run. It's in their heads.
It's in their heads because even the deaf people can hear it.
Yeah.
There's a deaf couple that have also been captured.
Yeah. And it's the first time they could hear, at least the woman.
It's very emotional.
And she's ecstatic.
Yeah.
She can hear.
Yeah.
But at what cost?
Yes, that's right.
There's rules. One, they have to run.
You can't step off the path.
If you step on the grass, you will die.
You die pretty quickly and
this
horribly.
This is how it's put forward. If you step off the path, you will die.
Yeah.
If you are lapped twice,
you will die.
You will die. If you don't, there was another couple rules. What were the other rules? There was a couple more rules.
Yeah, I'm not sure it really matters. It's all pretty arbitrary.
These people start running, and some of them are in wheelchairs.
There's dozens and dozens of them.
Some of them are in wheelchairs. Some of them have problems walking.
Yeah.
Some of them are elderly.
Very old.
You know, they have their walkers.
Yeah.
Some of them are deaf, and some of them are muscle men. Some of them are very meek.
Yeah. And some of them are criminals and violent, and some of them are most of them are just normal people. And the two guys that we're following, Eddie and his pal Justin, they are just normal guys. Eddie is missing a leg. He's a
vet?
Vet.
I think he lost it in service of the country.
I'm not sure. He was in the army because when he's having that conversation with the old man mocks him because the old man was a Marine.
Right.
That's right.
And he was in the army.
Yeah. Yes. But so Eddie is hobbling around. He's got crutches, but he's very handy with those crutches.
Yeah.
They're metal, and he uses them as weapons when he has to.
Yeah. As the race progresses, there are little groups formed.
Yeah. That was another rule. There's no point forming alliances because eventually you'll have to break them.
Yeah, the last person standing wins.
Yes.
Only one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are the little groups that form because, obviously, they want to eliminate the most people as they can, and then they'll deal with each other.
Yes, yeah. It's like the TV show Survivor.
Yeah, and there are some interesting sections to this because there is dilemma,
Yeah.
The two main characters, they don't want anyone to die, so they're trying to get everyone to stop racing.
Stop running, yeah.
And because they know an old man is up ahead and he's going to get lapped.
They're told that the house is safe.
Yeah, there's two safe places, the house and the penitentiary gymnasium. No, they said the buildings are safe.
Right.
Any building that you're in is safe. And what does that mean?
Yeah.
Because really, you're not safe, because if you get lapped in one of those buildings, you're still going to die.
Yeah. And not just that, but there's no water, there's no food. You can't stay in the buildings. You can rest.
Yeah.
You can get everybody to stop if you can convince them. But when the two dudes do that and try to keep everybody from running anymore, then fights start breaking out because there's competitors who say no.
There's one marathon.
I'm going to run.
There's one marathon runner that has decided that he's going for it.
Yeah.
And he takes off, and everyone's trying to stop him.
Yeah.
But he's trying to get as far as he can. He gets quite far.
Yeah,
he kills off quite a few people before
dozens of people.
He's stopped.
Yeah.
And then there's another group of people that were hiding by a door.
Oh, the criminals.
Yeah, and they were hiding by a door, and as soon as somebody walked through the door, they would
push them,
drag them or push them onto the grass.
Yeah.
Which was a sharp turn at that point.
They just knock them onto the grass and kill them
and they were
way.
Killing
another few dozen.
Yeah. They were just. And what happens when you die?
Gruesome way to die
is you blow up.
Your head blows up. Yeah.
It's like boom.
Yeah. So we don't know who's doing it. We don't know why it's being done. And we're not going to give that away. It's an interesting ending.
I'm sorry, but I still don't know who's doing it, even at the end.
Well,
but we know why.
Yeah, sort of. I really liked it for what it is. Super low budget.
Yep.
It's got a little touch of the what's the kids movie? The Hunger Games.
Yeah, a little bit of that.
A little of that in there. And,
because again, you have your groups working against each other, and the last one survived.
Yes.
Same basic thing. This filming of this movie took over 4 years to do.
Oh, no money.
It was initially shot in 7 days, most of it. Then they took 3-month breaks and then shot a couple days. Every 3 months they would shoot a couple days with the main characters.
Okay.
So the majority of people weren't there all the time, but they were the core.
Right.
Yeah, it took them 4 years to get it done.
Well, the Eddie character, played by Eddie McGee, he's really the main character. He does a good job. He's sort of laid back. You know, he doesn't show a lot of emotion. He's just kind of a down guy. But he's always trying to do the right thing, and he's always thinking. So he's not taken advantage of, but at the same time, there's no way you can win this.
It starts off with 100 people, and you can hear every time someone dies, a number would be broadcasted through your brain.
Yeah.
So you knew that something went. All of a sudden you'd be talking to somebody, and all of a sudden you'd hear 67, 68, 60, a real quick succession of numbers, and you go, holy crow, what happened there? But you never do see it.
It's a countdown, So the numbers keep getting smaller.
By the time it's 4 or 5 people left, then it gets kind of intense.
Oh, it's Well, I found the movie fairly intense right from the start, because as soon as they're told don't step on the grass, of course, one person does, and then somebody else gets jostled, and they wind up tripping onto the grass, and it's bang, bang. There goes heads exploding. So everybody goes, okay, they're serious, whoever they are.
Okay, we're not going on the grass.
Yeah, let's not go on the grass. And so that's the human race. Our next movie, another very low-budget movie from last year, Contracted. Written and directed by Eric England. It stars Najera Townsend as Samantha, our main character. Carolyn Williams is Samantha's mom. Alice McDonald plays Alice. Katie Stegman plays Nikki. And Matt Mercer plays Riley. This is an odd movie, especially considering we just reviewed Thanatomorphos.
Yes, it reminded me of
very similar
storyline.
Not as disgusting as Thanatomorphos, which really didn't have much of a story to it. It was just about a woman
going nuts and deteriorating.
Her body going nuts. Yeah. This movie, the young woman Samantha, Najera Townsend's character, she has sex with a dude at a party, and
she can't remember.
No, she's
kind of blind drunk.
He drugs her. He gives her a roofie.
That's
right.
That's right.
No, so she's raped essentially, and she pretends that it never happened when she's asked. Like, the medical authorities and the police go to her friend who had the party, her friend Alice, and says, they say to her, we're looking for this young man. Was he at your party? Did anybody have sex with him? And Alice checks with her buddy Sam, and Sam doesn't tell the truth. She says, no. Well, whatever the hell is wrong with this guy, Sam has got it, and she just starts falling to pieces.
And again, it's one of those movies where she doesn't... I can understand her going a little insane.
Yeah.
Because her body's deteriorating. But even at the beginning, when she still has her sanity, she refuses to get looked at. When really weird things are happening to her body. And, she's bleeding, and she's got her black veins.
Black lines.
Coming out from her lower extremities. And still...
Her groin in particular is pretty horrific.
And when she does see the doctor does, what kind of quack is he?
No, he doesn't seem to care.
Yeah, it's like one look at that, and I would say, go to a hospital.
You stay there, I'm calling the ambulance.
Yeah, but no, when she's in, she sees him a couple times.
Yeah.
And even when she's really advanced deterioration, he's still saying, well, we're not sure what it is.
Yeah.
Let's do a few more tests.
Yeah, and she may be lying about how well she is. Now, I'll tell you, they make a big mistake in this movie, and that is that at one point, one of her eyes has gone completely milky white, and then there'll be one scene later, she's back to wearing the contact that makes her eye look all goopy, but it hasn't gone completely white yet. My thinking is they didn't have the total white contact until late in the shooting. So the continuity is all screwed up. That spoiled a lot of those scenes for me, because it reminds me I'm just watching a movie. It just takes away the illusion.
Yeah, well, consistency is...
Yeah.
This could have all been solved if they had Obamacare. Then she would have just gone straight to the hospital. Yeah, wouldn't have to worry about the doctor, paying the doctor.
Must have been set a few years back, yeah.
But even her friends who can see that something's wrong aren't really dragging her to the hospital.
Well, it's exactly the same as Thanatomorphos.
Yeah.
That movie was almost a 3-person movie, whereas this one has a much larger cast of characters.
Yeah, not terribly large.
Yeah, including, as you say, including medical people, and yet they just sort of let her slide.
Yeah, and again, there's the maggots.
Oh, God.
No flies, but maggots.
Oh, yeah, worms all over.
And she, I can almost forgive her because maybe she's gone mental at the end, but when she has sex with that guy that's pining after her, that is the cruelest thing she could have done. And how could she be so cruel?
Yeah.
Is she so vindictive?
Yeah.
I
know.
So,
well, I mean... She, of course, she isn't thinking straight, and she doesn't seem to be thinking straight right from the beginning of the movie, but... Yeah, that is vicious. If this movie had been made 20 years earlier, I would have said, well, it's about AIDS. But I'm not sure what these two movies, Thanatomorphos and Contracted, are really about. They're horror movies about disease, ruining our bodies. But is that a metaphor for something larger in the world, or is it just a horror movie?
Yeah.
I don't know. Thanatomorphos...
Well, it's just that we happen to see these things in quick succession to one another.
Yeah.
So we're kind of comparing them very closely.
Yeah.
I found this one much more entertaining than the other one.
It's a better made, more conventionally made movie.
Yeah.
Beginning, middle, and end.
Even though
Thanatomorphos is full of...
Even though it is a low-budget movie as well.
Yeah.
So...
Did you like it?
I just kept shaking my head saying, go to the hospital. What's wrong with you? Because every time somebody says, are you okay? She kept saying, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Even though she's falling apart left, right, and center. I know, just frustrating watching her go through the process. But I kept thinking, okay, if they gave her a little more rationale that she's going a little more nutty than she is. Yeah. Because this goes through a 3-day period.
Yeah.
And
is it just 3 days?
Yeah, it says day 1, day 2, and day 3, the last day.
Right.
It's like, okay, so it's a very quick progression, but is she going nuts that fast is the question. She should have been a little more nuttier at the beginning if it affected her brain first. And then I could forgive her for all this stupidity that happens.
I do get the idea.
But I don't forgive the doctor.
No,
that's the thing. That was even more frustrating.
See, I do think that her brain is affected because the most horrible thing we notice, apart from those black lines, but the most horrible thing that we notice is her eyes.
Yeah.
So I get the idea. Her whole head's going bad.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But that's by the third day. Even part of the second day.
No, her eyes start going bloody red, like right away.
I don't.
Oh, yeah. And then they get worse and worse and worse until, finally she's totally blind in one eye. It's just that disgusting milky white.
And the other one is bloodshot.
Oh, it's horrible, yeah. It's like all the blood vessels
bad
have
pink-eyed. I've had that.
Doesn't she describe it as pink-eye
at one point, yeah.
Her eyes are practically falling out of her head. It's just pink-eye.
And we never do meet the person that gave her the disease again. It's like... You can hear radio and TV reports of them trying to find him.
Yeah, because he's killing people.
On purpose, obviously.
Yeah, he's like Typhoid Mary. It doesn't seem to be affecting him, but he's spreading it.
Yeah, as much as possible.
Well, unless he doesn't know he's got it.
Yeah, obviously he does because he's hiding from the law.
Yeah, no, it's nasty. All right, that's enough of that one. Let's get on to the last movie we're going to talk about today. And unfortunately, Mark hasn't seen this. I saw this in the theater on Sunday.
Yeah, he kind of sprung it on me.
I did, yes.
So did you see this today?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I know. So the movie is the latest by writer-director Wes Anderson. It's titled The Grand Budapest Hotel.
I've heard good things.
I love Wes Anderson. The first movie of his that I saw, I'm not sure if it's his... I think Bottle Rocket was his first movie, which is very good. But the first movie of his that I saw was the second one he made, which is Rushmore. Jason Schwartzman, Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Oh, such a funny, quirky, weird, goofy
And lower budget, too, I mean, I thought.
Yeah, I suppose.
It was a smaller movie, Rushmore. It was a sleeper kind of thing.
Oh, definitely.
It came out and it did very, very well.
Yeah. But I don't know about low budget. His previous movie, Bottle Rocket, that was very low budget, but he's always managed to have a good cast. Mm-hmm. He was in early with the Wilson brothers, Owen and his brother. And Owen Wilson, I'll just tell you who's in this movie because the cast is unbelievable. I assume everybody wants to work with Wes Anderson. So it stars Ralph Fiennes, although I'll say again how you
Voldemort, you mean?
Yeah, how you get Rafe out of Ralph, I don't understand.
Yeah. He's also the new M in the next Bond movie.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Is he? Okay, right. He plays Monsieur Gustave, who's the manager of the Grand Budapest Hotel in its heyday. The movie begins with F. Murray Abraham playing Mr. Mustafa, the current owner of the hotel, and Jude Law as a young writer. And they meet in the Grand Budapest Hotel lobby. The hotel is now run down. It's showing its age. Mm-hmm. And it's also showing that after the Second World War, Eastern Europe went into decline. And there was no longer the world traffic to the Grand Budapest Hotel, which had made it a showplace.
Yeah, he was it's in the Eastern Bloc. And,
it's
and once it became East and
sort
West.
of Serbia, Bulgaria, Romania, what some comedian called the dark side of the Balkans. Right. It's beautiful setting. They've got the most wonderful models for the hotel. They show it at the beginning of the movie. They show it through the decades and the various ways they fixed it up. So the movie begins with the old writer recalling when he was a young writer, played by Jude Law, and Jude is meeting Mr. Mustafa and getting Mr. Mustafa's even earlier account of the grand days of the hotel when it was run by Monsieur Gustave, played by Ralph Fiennes. So it's a recounting of a story of the history. So it's like you're looking down the rabbit hole.
You're looking down about 3-4 different periods.
Yes, and it's being told by someone who is retelling what someone has told that somebody else lived. So, it's wonderfully done.
Is it jumping through the different segments?
No, Jude Law is interviewing F. Murray Abraham, that is Mr. Mustafa. Once Mr. Mustafa starts telling the history, then it sticks with Ralph Fiennes and the young actor who is playing a very young Mr. Mustafa, who's just been hired as the new lobby boy. He wears, the little monkey suit with the cap that says lobby boy on it. So it's really hard to describe this. Monsieur Gustave has a predilection for sex with the old ladies who live at the Grand Budapest Hotel.
All right.
Or visit with them. The scene which is not giving anything away because it's on the TV ad. The young lobby boy says to him, you slept with her? She's 87 years old. And he shrugs his shoulders and says, I've had older. Very funny. Ralph Fiennes Monsieur Gustave is a unique character. It's not that he's like some kind of pervert or weirdo. He's not an ageist, He sees the beauty in these women and he's making them happy. That's one of the things he wants to do, is just make people happy. So they enjoy their visit.
Okay, so this is what the movie's about.
That's a tiny part of what this movie's about.
Okay, so what are the other times?
Well, when the war starts, when World War II starts, there's a lot of Nazis running around. And they're disguised Nazis. There isn't a mention of Germany. There isn't a mention of the SS. In fact, the symbol used on these uniforms, these SS uniforms, is a ZZ.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's a fictitious kind of thing.
It's sort of, it's played with a bit, but when you look at the history of World War II, in Ukraine, for example, in Ukraine, the Nazis had willing allies in the native fascist groups. Mm-hmm. Just as in the former Yugoslavia, there were people who were on the Nazi side and there were people who were on the communist side, and there were also just nationalists fighting against everybody.
Yeah.
But in this movie, the Nazis are portrayed as these semi-fictionalized ZZ people, ZZ people. Anyway, the head Nazi, for all intents and purposes, is played by Edward Norton, Oh. And he's so nice and he's so sweet and polite. He won't put up with any barbarity from his men when his thugs are slapping people around. You know, he comes in and tut-tuts and, you know, hands people his handkerchief to clean up, that sort of thing. Who else is in this movie? Adrian Brody.
Okay.
Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe is so funny. He plays a psycho killer. And
he's done that before.
He's done that before, yeah, but never with such humor. Jeff Goldblum plays an old lawyer. Oh, he's so good. He looks so weird because everybody's got this sort of Eastern European old-fashioned twist. They've all got weird mustaches. And odd clothing and stuff.
Hats.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And eyeglasses. Jeff Goldblum has got this huge pair of thick, round eyeglasses that are hilarious. Harvey Keitel, Bill Murray is in it. Too briefly, but he's been in most, if not all, of Wes Anderson's movies. Who else is in there? Ed Norton, I mentioned. Saoirse Ronan, young Irish-American actress. We saw her in that vampire movie Byzantium, among other things. She's very hot right now. Jason Schwartzman. Tilda Swinton is in it, and absolutely unrecognizable. She plays Madame D, the old lady who is a lover of Monsieur Gustave's. Mm-hmm. She's like 85, and when she dies or is murdered, she leaves him a famous painting, an unbelievably valuable painting. And that's what drives most of the story. Adrian Brody, who's her son, the old lady's son, he doesn't want this Gustave to have anything. So there's just battling going on, and the lawyers and the SS guards. Oh, it's
so this is like a whole bunch of little vignettes strung together.
Yeah, everything is tied together. There is
intertwined.
The through line is Gustav and the lobby boy surviving the war when they have not only the Nazis after them, but also Adrian Brody's thugs, including Willem Dafoe. And Willem Dafoe is the maniac working for Adrian Brody. So at one point, Adrian Brody and Willem Dafoe are in Jeff Goldblum's lawyer's office, and Willem Dafoe is holding Goldblum's cat, and he's just stroking it while he's sitting in the background. And when Jeff Goldblum says, "No, I can't help you do that. That would be illegal," without saying a thing, Willem Dafoe just heaves this cat out the window and walks away. And Goldblum says, "Did he just throw my cat out the window?" Everybody else in the room sort of goes, "No, he couldn't have." And then Goldblum looks out the window, and here's the cat on the ground, completely flattened out. Oh, so funny. Tom Wilkinson is in it, Owen Wilson, Bob Balaban, and Fisher Stevens. It's just, an all-star cast. Amazing. And these people like Bob Balaban and Bill Murray, they show up for a day's work. And that's it. But I just think they love working with Wes Anderson because he makes really interesting, weird, funny movies.
I'll have to see it.
Yeah. That's my favorite movie I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
Teresa and I made sure we saw it on the big screen because it's gorgeous as well.
Yeah, well, I've got a big TV.
I really liked Moonrise Kingdom, which was his movie last year. And I like that more than this one, but I like all of Wes Anderson's movies anyway.
This sounds interesting with all the different mixing of intertwining things happening.
Haven't even mentioned the Society of the Crossed Keys, which is the secret society that throughout the world that exists to support and help other hotel managers. So when he's in trouble, this is how Bill Murray and Bob Balaban and Owen Wilson and all these other guys, because when Monsieur Gustave is in trouble, he sends out word to the Crossed Keys people, and word goes from hotel to hotel to hotel. So he's got like a little cavalry there. Okay, so that's it. Let's recap our movies. A single shot. Would you recommend it?
Yeah.
Why? What? I loved it.
Yeah, you loved it, but I can see that you'll either really like it or really not like it. Yeah, I can see it being that type of movie. Because for people who are really into action, this is not a movie of action. It's not really.
It's suspenseful.
It's not really a horror movie. Yeah. So it's a.
Although he's in a horrible situation.
Yes, it is.
Everybody is being. They kill his dog, and his family is next, and he knows that these people are
not
I know.
Screwing what I'm trying to say is it's not a conventional horror movie.
No, it's not supernatural.
I would say that either you're going to like it or you're not going to like it, because it could bore some people.
Well, that's life. You're either going to like it or not like it.
Well, let's put it has a chance that it might bore some people.
Okay.
I find it slow.
Oh, all right. I certainly didn't. Bait with our pal Sharni Vinson. I really liked it, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Simple little creature
You
feature.
can't take it seriously, and if you just ignore the big flaws in it, it's fine.
Yeah, perhaps one of these days, Mark and I will do a retrospective on shark-based horror movies.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's Jaws, there's this, and my favorite shark movie is Deep Blue Sea.
Well, Sharknado and
oh Lord, yeah,
and all the sci-fi movies with sharks.
Yeah, everyone.
Oh, there's tons. There are tons, and there are some good 3D shark
two-headed
movies.
Shark.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
yeah. Sci-fi can't live without sharks.
Well, they do have their Shark Week,
Yes, they do. Yes, and they should stop at a week. So we got 2 low-budget movies from last year: The Human Race and Contracted. I like The Human Race better than Contracted, but, if you're into watching a woman fall apart from a mysterious disease, that's the movie for you.
Yeah. The Human Race is a really nice little low-budget movie that...
Sort of science fiction horror.
Yeah.
But the science fiction is entirely in the background. You have to figure that it must be science fiction. It must be some kind of weird technology, because this just couldn't happen otherwise.
Well,
but it isn't explained until the end, and even at the end, Mark didn't think he got a good explanation.
It can be explained in that each one of these people passed out before they reached so they could conceivably have planted something in their head that would explode.
Right.
Conceivably.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, that's just total...
It doesn't seem that way.
Total guess there.
Yeah, it feels as if they just sort of popped out of existence in the city that they were in. Like on the same... They were all in the same city block.
Yeah.
And 100 people just popped out of existence there and popped into existence in this horrible playing field or killing field. And the movie goes on from there. But I liked it, and I think Eddie McGee could make other good movies.
Yeah, I liked it as well. It was a really simple premise.
Yes, yeah.
But the interesting part of the movie is the relationship that are formed and the rationale people will give themselves for killing people. Right. And at the end, I mean, only one can survive. Yeah. So even if they loved each other... Someone's got to go.
Somebody's got to die, and to die, they just have to walk past the other one.
Yeah. Or throw them on the grass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I mean, you can kill someone passively simply by stepping past them, and they will die. So it's. Yeah. And I thought it was handled well. I thought there weren't any cheats the way there were in the first Hunger movie, where we'll change the rules and 2 people can live. Yeah. And total cheat on that.
Yeah.
Contracted. It's all right. Like I say, if watching a woman die inch by inch is your idea of a good time, you'll really like this movie. Also, get a copy of Thanatomorphos and make it a double bill.
If you really want to be depressed.
By the end, you'll be showering nonstop. And no more sex with anybody ever. Did you like it? Contracted?
I thought it was okay.
Okay.
I wouldn't go out and rave about it.
No, we didn't. And I definitely would recommend anything by Wes Anderson, including the Grand Budapest Hotel. Very funny. Not horrific, but fantastic. Like it's its own world. Wes Anderson lives in his own universe, and it's a wonderful, magical place. All right, folks. So that's it. We'll be back next week. Let's see. What do we got? We got Magic, a beautiful Polish version of Alice in Wonderland. A couple of oddities having to do with the Night of the Living Dead, and a remake of the Asian movie 13 Game of Death. So we'll be back next week.
By the way, I need some copier toner. Could you go downstairs and get me some?
Yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, so on that note,